This is Nunzio Tartaglia, a man so secretive we couldn't find a single photo of him apart from a couple of mentions in academia and in this article from 1991. In the mid-1980s, he ran a secret quant group inside of Morgan Stanley, and in 1987 alone, the same year as the biggest one-day crash in stock market history, that group reportedly made $15 million. And here's the strangest part. That group got shut down, but the strategy escaped. It leaked into academia and became one of the most tested strategies in all of finance. Like in the paper, for example, pairs trading, where Yale researchers ran it on 40 years of data. And the people from that Morgan Stanley room, well, one of them went on to found D.E. Shaw, a fund that today manages over $100 billion, and he's become famous in the quant industry. Now, if you're anything like me, I'm wondering if this strategy helped build half of modern quant trading, and does it actually still work today? Well, I took the exact rules from that paper, coded the system from scratch, and tested it. And I've got to say, what I found really surprised me. So in this video, I'm going to take you through the trading strategy, backtest it across the entire US market from 2020, and show you exactly what happened. Now, the strategy is actually simpler than you'd think because it doesn't have any super confusing math or machine learning. It just finds two stocks that move together, waits for them to drift apart, and then bets on them snapping right back. Now, before we get into that, who was actually the man behind this? Well, Nunzio Tartaglia, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, was a physicist. And in the mid-1980s, Morgan Stanley put him in charge of a group unlike anything else on Wall Street at the time. He was part of a sealed-off team of mathematicians, physicists, and computer scientists. The rest of the firm barely knew what they did, or even how to understand it. They called this APT, or Automated Proprietary Trading. Now, their machines traded a strategy nobody outside the room really understood. And in 1987, the year the Dow dropped 22% in a single day, the group reportedly made $50 million. Then just 2 years later, in 1989, Morgan Stanley shut down the whole thing. But the people from that room scattered across Wall Street, and a lot of these were some of the smartest people in the industry. For example, one of the early prodigies was David Shaw, who went on to found D.E. Shaw, which now manages over $100 billion a day, and still puts up some of the best numbers in the industry. Overall, the ideas from that one secret desk quietly became the foundation of modern quant trading. And if you're wondering why did the group actually get shut down, was the same reason most people lose money with this strategy today. And I'll show you right at the end. Now, let's actually get into the strategy. In 1998, Yale researchers published the exact criteria in the paper, pairs trading, performance of a relative value arbitrage rule. And the paper literally opens up by telling you the story of Tartaglia's group. So, let's go over how the strategy works step by step. Step 1, we have a matching. Takes every stock in the market and normalizes each one to start at exactly $1. Then for each stock, it finds its twin, the one stock that tracks it most closely over the last 12 months running period. And ultimately, the closest twins become your pairs. Then we need to get into the part of actually trading it. So step 2 is the trade. We're going to watch each pair's spread. When the two stocks drift apart from one another by more than 2 standard deviations, you trade it. So overall, let's see if they were closely tracking each other and then they slowly drift apart. This is when the trade's actually going to happen. And the way you're going to take this trade is by shorting the winner and long the loser, $1 each side. And then close the moment the price crosses back, often at the mean reversion or at the end of the 6-month trading window. And that's the entire trade. An easy way to say it is open when the spread is 2 times the sigma, short the winner, and long the loser. And keep in mind what this actually means. You're long one stock and short another at the exact same time. If the whole market crashes, both legs fail together and your short cancels out your longs. Pairs trading is ultimately market neutral in a broad exposure due to this mechanic, but it is not perfectly hedged, in the sense there's still some factor, sector, and stock-specific risk as well. Ultimately, from the paper, it used 12 months as the formation to find the twins, and then it did it on a 6-month rolling period of trading those gaps. Now, hopefully you understand the rules now, but testing this is honestly where nearly everyone cuts corners, making the backtest results ultimately useless to actually use. So how did I actually test it? Well, I rebuilt the exact rules from the paper in Python and ran them on the entire US stock market from 2020. Every common stock, point in time. And here's the part I'm most proud of. The data includes dead companies. These stocks are often delisted, which means they went bankrupt, disappeared, or were taken private off the market. And they're all actually included in this test exactly as they were tradable at that point in time. This seems like a small point, but a lot of backtests fail to include delisted stocks, which means they fall victim to survivorship bias. And especially on a strategy like this, which is so dependent on these pairs, we need to make sure we're including as many of the viable trades as possible to see how it would have performed historically. I also included costs, so by default I did 1 basis point for commission and 3 basis points for slippage per side per leg. And I also ran the paper's own honesty check alongside everything, a version where every trade executes 1 full day late. To get a general idea of the code, you can have a look over here, but let me actually take you through the workflow of the backtest code as well. So ultimately, we scan for every US common stock daily bars, and I include dead companies as well. Then each month, I'm normalizing all of those prices to $1, and I'm scanning every pair to match the min distance between those twins. Then I trade the closest pairs for 6 months, open when the spread passes 2 sigma, short the winner, and I long the loser. Then I close when price crosses or the window runs out. And then I'm comparing the results to buy and hold against SPY baseline versus also the 1-day late execution as mentioned by the paper. And ultimately, everything in this backtest will help me answer the question of how good the strategy is and also how realistic is it for it to actually work live. Plus, all of this backtesting is done via code. I would never want to manually backtest a strategy like this, especially over 4 years of data. It would probably take me years to do. Now, any rule-based strategy that I go over on this channel is exactly the kind of thing you'd want running automatically. Which brings me to today's sponsor, Liquid. Liquid is a trading platform for crypto, stocks, commodities, and 24-hour trading all in one place. And you keep control of your assets the entire time. The feature I have actually been testing is their Co-Invest Computer, an agent-based AI trading system. You set a condition, and when it triggers, it trades it automatically. And here's the part I really like. You can plug this straight into any of the main AI tools you're using today, like Claude, for example. It can help you build and run strategies through the AI itself. And the founder is literally building his own quant strategy with it right now, and he actually comes from the quant industry. They've also shown me some of their early features, such as a pairs trading feature, the exact idea from this video, where you can long one asset and short the other in the exact same time in one clean interface. Additionally, on their platform, when you go over to feed and news, you're able to open up these 2 columns, which gives you direct access to all the most important social media news and also trades that are being taken by some of the top ranking leaderboard traders on Liquid. One other great feature on Liquid is you can trade pre-IPO stocks that aren't available on US exchanges just yet. For example, Unitree, which is only IPO'd on the Shanghai exchange and is one of the pure play humanoid robotics companies available at the moment. So if you want to connect Liquid Co-Invest, you can head over to their website, liquid.trade/co-invest. There's also Co-Invest Computer, which you can check out over here. You can even connect this to your iMessages, which is pretty insane. But to connect it on Claude, which I'm just going to be quickly showing here, is really simple. All you have to do is click Start, copy over this link over here, go over to your Claude account, then click Connectors, add Custom Connector, put in the name of whatever you'd want to call it. I just call it Liquid. Then put in the MCP link and then click Add. Once you've clicked Add, it will then ask you to log in. And that's where you need to make sure you have a liquid.trade account. As you can see, I already have mine connected and I've been playing around with it. And you can ask it a really nice and simple prompt like, hey, what does the Liquid MCP allow me to do? And what can I personally trade on it? For example, I'm going to ask a quick question directly via Claude of how did the Palantir earnings react to the price on liquid.trade? Now, once you use the MCP, it will normally ask you to allow. If it has permission, I will have always allow on just for this particular question. It's going to analyze the market and give me a breakdown. As we can see, then Claude is giving me a detailed breakdown using Liquid's price data, and it's also giving me a little widget which kind of gives me the general information as of right now for the 24-hour change, the funding rate, open interest, and the max leverage on this particular stock. This makes it really easy to get live price data coming straight in from Liquid.trade. And also helps me to strategize ideas and what I could potentially trade on Liquid. For example, a pairs trading strategy is definitely something you could do via Liquid.trade. Now, for the actual exchange itself, you can see here it is very similar to any other crypto exchange or even brokerages you've connected to before. You have the order book, you have your market execution panel, so you can go long, go short, and you even have take profit and stop loss orders, and you can specify the amount of leverage you'd like to use on that particular trade. Now, one small feature I've actually been using a decent amount is the calendar. They've got a really awesome calendar that you can see all the events that are happening this week, and you can also see all the companies or tokens that are tradable via Liquid directly from this. For example, you could have traded Palantir's earnings directly through Liquid.trade. Thanks again to Liquid for sponsoring this segment of the video. Be sure to check out their Co-Invest and Co-Computer. It's an incredible way to get market data and also be able to submit and execute orders all via your natural AI kind of interface. Be sure to click the link in the description. Now, this whole platform is built strategy first and they want their users to actually win. So if you want to check it out, feel free to click the link in the description to give it a try. Now, keep in mind, trading does involve risk of loss. Nothing in this video or provided by Liquid is financial advice, and be sure to always do your own due diligence beforehand. Now, let's get on to the part everyone's been waiting for, the results. So over 6.5 years, going over the whole US market and thousands of pairs, here's what actually happened. Overall, if we're looking at the CAGR, we got about an 8.2%, we got a Sharpe ratio of 1.79, and we got a max drawdown of 9.4. We also had an annual volatility of only 4.5, which is actually very reasonable, and we had a correlation to SPY of about 0.04. Another great factor is we had 0 losing years. But I want to bring back to the attention of correlation to SPY, which is basically at 0. And this is how the strategy can make 14 to 22% while the market is crashing, because it isn't directly correlated to SPY or how it moves on that day or month. Now, you may also be wondering, as I show you these annual returns here, I have top 5, top 20, top 100 to 120, and all. What does that exactly mean, and how do I actually run this? Well, to give us a bit more info around the strategy, every month, all the pairs were ranked by distance. Rank 1 was the closest twins in the market, whereas top 5 was the top 5 closest twins with the tightest spreads and often were the safest signals. Then I did top 20, and this was the main paper's portfolio headline. And then I also did the 100 and 120, which were deliberately weaker matches, and these were kind of the control group. Finally, I also did all pairs, so every single pair that matched in the market. This gave us maximum diversification, but it gave us the weakest average twins overall. Then I put these all into different equity curves, so I can show you in just a second. And I also showed you the difference between them being filled immediately and also filled one day late. So let's actually see how they look plotted on an equity curve. Well, as we can see, overall, yes, it doesn't outperform buy and hold with just SPY, but that isn't the only metric we're ever looking at. Now, on an apples-to-apples comparison, SPY did return 138% versus 71% with our top performers. And if maximum return is all you want, then yes, buying holding SPY is going to win here. Additionally, one other negative before I get to the positives is executing one day late for this particular edge completely collapses the CAGR, which for the top 5 goes from 7.3 to 1.8%, which is a pretty strong drop. And what this really means is it's the same signals, same pairs, everything else is the same. The only thing that changes is the speed to execution, which ultimately does mean this strategy definitely does need to be automated. You can't be executing this manually or be a bit late for actually execution, as you will pay for it in returns. But as I mentioned earlier, the benefits of this strategy is that it's still got a pretty good CAGR if you're able to execute it automatically. 2, it's got a way better Sharpe ratio than SPY at 1.79. And also you're only getting a 9.4% drawdown compared to around a 30% drawdown in SPY. Now, if you want to be able to run your own algorithmic strategies, I'd recommend checking out the Crypto Momentum group. This is where I help you build systems like this, fully coded, tested honestly, and actually running live in crypto. And nowadays with AI, it's never been easier to start. There's absolutely no need for coding experience, and even people in the US are now able to do this. If you want to build your first live algo in 2026, check out the link in the description. So let's get into the verdict. What it loses on. Of course, it loses on raw return compared to SPY, but what it beats it is with a Sharpe ratio that is considerably better than just buying and holding a SPY. It also has a near zero correlation to the market, which means you could run this in a portfolio with other more beta heavy products. It's also worse drawdown, it's only 9% compared to 34% on SPY, and it doesn't have a single losing year. So to close the loop on this video, why did Morgan Stanley actually shut down this group in 1989? Well, the returns dried up. As the ideas spread and the trade got more crowded, the easy profits really thinned out. And nearly 40 years later, the strategy still works on paper, but the profits flow to whoever can execute this as fast as possible. And this ultimately means this edge has become more efficient. That's it for this one. I hope it was valuable. And everything I use to build and run systems like this is linked below. Be sure to also check out the video I did on a newer approach to this idea, linked in the description.